have been ally of the United States against Russia in Afghanistan. Now, how this new government is trying to overcome that, and secondly, because of the trip to Moscow by the former Prime Minister, there is a wave of disappointment among Europe and America for not, making any condemnation of the Russian invasion. So where does your government stand, and how you are going to make a rapprochement towards that policy?
As far as what you're referring to at the start about being allies in Afghanistan, that is also now very old history. That is the history of the 80s, and obviously the Cold War context and what went on there is now part of history. As far as the former Prime Minister's trip to Russia, I would absolutely defend the former Prime Minister of Pakistan. Pakistan's Prime Minister conducted that trip as part of his foreign policy, and without knowing that no one is psychic. No one has a sixth sense. There's no way we could have possibly known that would have been the time to start, that the current conflict would start. And I believe it is very unfair to punish Pakistan for such an innocent action. Of course, Pakistan is absolutely clear as far as it comes to the principles of the United Nations, as far as it comes to the principles of non-use of force, and all of the principles of the United Nations, and we stand by the principles of the United Nations. We are not part of any conflict. We do not wish to be part of any conflict. In fact, we will continue to emphasize on the importance of peace. We will continue to emphasize on the importance of dialogue and diplomacy to resolve this conflict as soon as possible. And we will certainly not take any sides or take the sides of any aggressor within this context. But Pakistan has its own problems. Pakistan has witnessed decades of conflict in Afghanistan, and as I mentioned in my speech, हम थक गए हैं जंग देख के. हमारे बच्चे भी शहीद हुए हैं, हमारे क़यादत शहीद हुए हैं, औरतें मर्द शहीद हो चुके हैं, और हम समझते हैं कि अगर डायलॉग और डिप्लोमेसी के टूल्स इस्तेमाल किए जाते हैं तो हम काफ़ी ऐसे जैसे मसले हैं इनका हल निकाल सकते हैं.
I just noted a very positive change in approach in Pakistan's foreign policy, that you defended the former Prime Minister as somebody who represented Pakistan, and you said he went to Ukraine and he didn't know how the situation was going to unfold. So was this just one-time change, or are we going to see a new approach by the new government? And also there are reports circulating in Islamabad which say that the new government wants to change the focus from traditional diplomacy to economic diplomacy. Can you please, if it is true, can you please explain what it is?
So as far as the former Prime Minister is concerned, I can't defend his politics, I can't defend his manifesto, I can't defend his government, but in his capacity as Prime Minister and the way he conducted himself in foreign policy, particularly in the context of this Russian trip, I will go as far as to defend the fact that he did not know the Ukraine conflict would start on the very day that he was there. As far as your second point is concerned, absolutely. My approach to the Foreign Office is to move away from our traditional approach to foreign policy. My approach in the Foreign Office is to emphasize the policy of trade over aid. Pakistan is not actively pursuing aid. We're frantically pursuing trade. We believe that there is a lot of untapped potential within Pakistan, and this is an area that hasn't received the attention that it does deserve. And we hope, we've not only sort of made this shift, we've seen a very positive response in our conversations with various countries on this topic, and I'm very keen to work with the federal government and the provincial governments in Pakistan to ensure that when there are governments abroad, when there are business communities abroad that are willing to invest in Pakistan, that they can be connected with the appropriate vehicles, tools, and mechanisms to conduct themselves in our very difficult system. And it's early days yet, but I think that hopefully we'll continue to get good news on that front.